died on November 26, 2018, after being detained in the Northwest Detention Center.
My name is Abel Reyes Clemente. At the age of 54, I died on April 4th, 2019, after being detained in the Florence Service Processing Center.
My name is Atul Kumar Prabhai Patel. At the age of 58, I died on May 17, 2017, after being detained in the Atlanta City Detention Center.
My name is Augustina Ramirez Ariola. At the age of 62, I died on July 26, 2018, after being detained in the Otay Mesa Detention Center.
My name is Carlos Hernandez Vasquez. At the age of 16, I died on May 20th, 2019, after being detained in the Walesko Border Patrol Station.
My name is Erneste Armayas Tesfacion. At the age of 34, I died on June 8, 2018, after being detained in the Broward Transitional Center.
My name is Ui Chi Tran. At the age of 47, I died on June 16, 2018, after being detained in the Eloy Detention Center.
My name is Efrain de la Rosa. At the age of 40, I died on July 12, 2018, after being detained in the Stewart Detention Facility.
My name is Carlos Mejia Bonilla. At the age of 44, I died on June 10, 2017, after being detained in the Hudson County Correctional Facility.
Chaos. My name is Kamyar Samimi. At the age of 64, I died on December 4th, 2017, after being detained in the Aurora Contract Detention Facility.
My name is Vicente Casares Maradiaga. At the age of 46, I died on June 2nd, 2017, after being detained in the Adelanto Detention Facility.
Mi nombre es Sergio Alonso López. A edad de 55 morí el 14 de abril 2017 después de ser detenido en Adelante Detention Facility. My name is Sergio Alonso Lopez. At the age of 55, I died on April 14, 2017, after being detained in the Adelanto Detention Facility.
My name is Darylyn Cristobal Cordova Val. At the age of 10, I died on September 29, 2018, after being detained in the Baptist Christian Family Services Shelter.
My name is Garamond Volkov. At the age of 56, I died on December 3rd, 2018, after being detained in the Baker County Detention Center.
My name is Jorjan Miriamanyan. At the age of 54, I died on April 12, 2018, after being detained in the Prairie Land Detention Center.
My name is Ronald Cruz. At the age of 39, I died on May 16, 2018, after being detained in the Port Isabel Detention Center.
My name is Osmar Epifanio Gonzalez Gadba. At the age of 32, I died on March 28, 2017, after being detained in the Adelanto Detention Facility.
My name is Felipe Almazan Ruiz. At the age of 51, I died on September 17th, 2017, after being detained in the IAH Secure Adult Detention Center.
My name is Claudia Patricia Gomez Gonzalez. At the age of 20, I died on May 23, 2018, after being detained in Rio Bravo, Texas.
My name is Yimi Alexis Valderramos Torres. At the age of 30, I died on June 30, 2019, after being detained in the Houston Contract Detention Facility.
My name is Simrak Paul Singh. At the age of 21, I died on May 6, 2019, after being detained in the La Paz County Jail.
My name is Osvaldo Montesino Cabrera. At the age of 37, I died on September 5th, 2017, after being detained in the Chrome Detention Center.
My name is Wilfredo Padron. At the age of 58, I died on November 2nd, 2018, after being detained at the Monroe County Detention Center.
My name is Jacqueline Carl Macwin. At the age of 7, I died on December 8th, 2018, after being detained by the El Paso Border Patrol.
My name is Juan de Leon Gutierrez. At the age of 16, I died on April 30th, 2019, after being detained by Casa de Padre.
My name is Roger Rayson. At the age of 47, I died on March 14th, 2017, after being detained in the La Salle Detention Facility. Shame on us.
Hola, my name is Jean Jimenez Joseph. At the age of 27, I died on May 15th, 2017, after being detained at the Stewart Detention Facility.
My name is Johanna Medina Leon. At the age of 25, I died on June 3rd, 2019, after being detained in the Otero County Processing Center.
My name is Roxana Hernandez Rodriguez. At the age of 33, I died on May 25th, 2018, after being detained in the Cibola County Correctional Center.
My name is Felipe Alonso Gomez. At the age of 8, I died on December 24th, 2018, after being detained in the Alamogordo Border Patrol Station. My name is Felipe.
My name is Wilmer Josue Ramirez Vasquez. At the age of 2, I died on May 14th, 2019, after being detained in Paso del Norte.
My name is Luis Ramirez Marcano. At the age of 59, I died on February 19th, 2018, after being detained in the Chrome Detention Center.
My name is Julio Castro Garrido. At the age of 33, I died on January 31st, 2018, after being detained in the Stewart Detention Center.
Join me in prayer, please. Loving Creator, thank you for allowing us to be here today to share these words. I ask that the ears that will hear this message will do good, and that the light and love in their hearts will bring them to action to do what is right, to bring families together again, and help us to do what is right for our country and all the people who come to it for a better life. For these blessings I ask of everybody who walks this land. And I thank the Mother Earth for the heartbeat of all these who have passed. Thank you, Grandfather. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you all that carry the wisdom of what our Creator has meant for us to be. And so it is.
2 hours after we crossed, we met Border Patrol, and they took us to a very cold house. They took our baby's diapers, baby formula, and all of our belongings. After that, they took us to a place with a tent. Up to this point, our family was kept together, but here they took our daughter and me out of a cell and separated my fiance from us. Our 1-year-old baby was crying. We asked why they were taking our family apart, and they yelled at us. After we stayed in a room with 45 other children, there was no mat for my baby, and I slept directly on the cement. I have been in the U.S. for 6 days, and I have never been offered a shower or been able to brush my teeth. There is no soap here, and our clothes are dirty. They have never been washed. My daughter is sick, and so am I, a 16-year-old mother from El Salvador.
And as a community, we cry out together. I hear your cry, I see your beauty, I feel your pain.
The guards were mean and scary. They yelled at us. One day the guards wanted to know if anyone had snuck food in the cell. They found one kid who was about 15 or 16 years old who had a burrito, pudding, and juice. The officials handcuffed his wrists. I'm so hungry that I've woken up in the middle of the night with hunger. I'm too scared to ask the officials here for any more food, even though there is not enough food here for me. In the morning, we get oatmeal, pudding, and juice. In the afternoon, we get soup, a cookie, and juice. For dinner, we get a burrito, pudding, and juice. I saw a child ask for more food once, and the guard told him, "No, you've had your ration." Sometimes the younger kids get an extra chocolate pudding. I need more food too. A 12-year-old from Guatemala.
And we say together as a community, I hear your cry, I see your beauty, I feel your pain.
The officers took everything from us except our documents. They even took our shoelaces. There was a mother in our group traveling with a very young baby. The officers took her diapers, baby formula, and nearly everything else she had and threw it away. The water here is horrible. It tastes like chlorine. We can use cups to drink the water, but the water tastes awful and I don't like it at all. None of the kids here like the water. The officials here are very bad to us. During the night when we're trying to sleep, they come in and wake us up, yelling and scaring us. Sometimes children rise up in the night and officials yell at them to lay back down. The guards who are yelling don't speak much Spanish, so it's hard to understand what they're saying. My sisters and I are very scared when they yell at us and other children. Every night my sisters keep asking me, "When will our mommy come to get us?" I don't know what to tell them. It's very hard for all of us to be here. A 12-year-old from Ecuador.
I hear your cry, I see your beauty, I feel your pain.
A Border Patrol agent came in our room with a 2-year-old boy and asked us, "Who wants to take care of this little boy?" Another girl said she would take care of him, but she lost interest after a few hours. So I started taking care of him yesterday. His bracelet says he is 2 years old. I feed the 2-year-old boy, change his diaper, and play with him. He is sick. He has a cough and a runny nose and scabs on his lips. He was coughing last night, so I asked to take him to see the doctor, and they told me that the doctor would come to our room, but the doctor never came. The little boy that I am taking care of never speaks. He likes for me to hold him as much as possible. Since arriving here, I have never been outside and never taken a shower. A 15-year-old from El Salvador.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
We were put into 3-sided cages with the fourth side open to the outside, full of loads of people. We had to wait for someone to stand up and quickly take their place on the ground. My 8-month-old baby was naked outside with no blanket for all 4 days we were there. We were freezing. My baby couldn't sleep because the ground was cement with rocks, and every time she moved, the sharp ground would scratch her. There were many pregnant women who had to sleep on rocks, and I felt very badly for them. My baby began vomiting and having diarrhea. I asked to see a doctor, and they did not take us. I asked again the next day, and the guard said she does not have the face of a sick baby. She doesn't need to see a doctor. Since we arrived here, my baby has lost a lot of weight. Her pants are very loose now. She is not sleeping because she is sick, and it is very loud. She cries a lot and is listless. A 16-year-old mother from Honduras.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
We are being held in a cold cell. We sleep on the floor on mats with blankets. I have only been permitted to take a shower twice in the almost 2 weeks we've been here. We've been allowed to brush our teeth once. About 3 days ago, I got a fever. They moved me alone to a flu cell. There is no one to take care of you there. They just give you pills twice a day. I am also having an allergic reaction all over my skin. My skin is itchy and red, and my nose is stuffed up. 2 times they gave me a pill for it, but not anymore. They let us out of our cell twice a day for a few minutes, but other than that, we just sit there. We cry a lot, and the other kids in the cell also cry. It's so ugly to be locked up all the time. An 11-year-old from El Salvador.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
I started taking care of a little girl in the icebox after they separated her from her father. I did not know either of them before that. She was very upset. The workers did nothing to try to comfort her. I tried to comfort her, and she has been with me ever since. She sleeps on a mat with me on the concrete floor. We spend all day, every day in that room. There are no activities, only crying. We eat in the same area. We can only go outside to go to the bathroom. We don't have any opportunities to go outside to do activities or anything. There is nothing to do. None of the adults take care of us, so we try to take care of each other. A 15-year-old who didn't specify their country of origin.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
Home by Worcestershire. No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. You only run for the border when you see the whole city running as well.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
Your neighbors running faster than you, breath bloody in their throats. The boy you went to school with, who's kissed you dizzy behind the old tin factory, is holding a gun bigger than his body. You only leave home when home won't let you stay.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
No one leaves home unless home chases you. Fire under feet, hot blood in your belly. It's not something you ever thought of doing until the blade burnt threats into your neck. And even then, you carried the anthem under your neck, under your breath, only tearing up your passport in an airport toilet, sobbing as each mouthful of paper made it clear that you would not be going back.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
You have to understand that no one puts their children in a boat unless the water is safer than the land. No one burns their palms under trains, beneath carriages. No one spends days and nights in the stomach of a truck feeding on newspaper, unless the miles traveled means something more than the journey. No one crawls under fences. No one wants to be beaten, pitied.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
No one chooses refugee camps or strip searches where your body is left aching, or prison because prison is safer than a city of fire, and one prison guard in the night is better than a truckload of men who look like your father. No one could take it. No one could stomach it. No one's skin would be tough enough.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
The go-home blacks, refugees, dirty immigrants, asylum seekers sucking our country dry, they smell strange, savage, messed up their country, and now they want to mess up ours. How do the words, the dirty looks roll off your backs? Maybe because the blow is softer than a limb torn off.
I hear your cry. I see your beauty. I feel your pain.
Or the words are more tender than 14 men between your legs, or the insults are easier to swallow than rubble, than bone, than your child body in pieces. I want to go home, but home is the mouth of a shark. Home is the barrel of the gun, and no one would leave home unless home chased you to the shore. Unless home told you to quicken your legs, leave your clothes behind, crawl through the desert, wade through the oceans, drown, save, be hunger, beg, forget pride. Your survival is more important. No one leaves home until home is a sweaty voice in your ear saying, leave, run away from me now. I don't know what I've become, but I know that anywhere is safer than here.
It is our imperative to make a difference. We have become complacent and tolerant of the social and moral ills whose screams have descended on tone-deaf ears. This is a crime against humanity. It must repudiate your humanity. What can you walk away from, and what begs your attention and consequential action of your hearts and your minds? When you see injustice, do you shield your eyes and heart, Or do you delve into action to abate the anguish of human souls, screaming words of silence that fall between blades of grass and cracks in the sidewalk? Our faith demands that we address the misery of others. You can make a difference. And if you decide that there is nothing that you can do, that is complacency at its worst. Do you define your morality, or is it defined for you? Our faith demands that we do not abdicate our responsibility. In Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our ancestors, we are reminded it is not your responsibility to complete the work, but neither are you free to abstain from it. The late Elie Wiesel of blessed memory said, "The opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it's indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it's indifference. And the opposite of life is not death, it's indifference." Indifference, my friends, is not acceptable because we all know too well where indifference takes us. On Sunday at Tisha B'Av, we are reminded of disasters that happened again and again and again. The destruction of 2 temples in Jerusalem, the Bar Kokhba revolt put down, the complete destruction of Jerusalem. In 1290, the edict in England banishing Jews, 1492, 1914, so many dates of the Holocaust. Tisha B'Av is a search for self amongst destruction. It is a reflection of our inner emptiness. Why is there so much pain in our world? It is a reminder of lost dreams, of lost hope. We lament the loss of who we could be. It forces us to think about what is really important and who we are in this day and age. It is a loss of living up to our expectations. It is a loss of the relationship with God and with humanity. And we grieve at our lack of compassion. But yet, we remember that we can heal when we understand the pain of others and their vulnerability. Because it is time to open our hearts, not just on Tisha B'Av, but every single day, to learn to become whole again. And as a friendly reminder, on Saturday, August 10th, IFCLA will be sponsoring a training for attorneys. Suzanne Brown will lead this. Attorneys How to Represent Immigrants. On August 11th, on Sunday, Heartland for Human Justice will have a vigil from 2 to 4 for all to attend. At Temple Emmanuel from 10:30 to 11:30, there will be a study session. At CRC from 12 to 2, there'll be a Talmud study session with Daniel and Rory. And this is a chance to learn and lament on how we got here, on taking responsibility for our part in creating the situation in the global South, leading to desperate immigration, and making their stories our stories. So what can you do? I hope you have told so many people that you would be here today. And then you go home and you share and you share and you talk to everybody you are with. You tell everyone about this experience. You put it on social media. You talk and you educate and you ask for action. No, you demand for action. You encourage that people can and will make a difference.
Please feel free to take a picture of this. Senator Tina Smith of Minnesota has introduced a bill to protect children who are separated, both at the border and for immigration raids on families here in the States. so that children are protected. There's help for them. Please call your senators, whichever state you're from. Also, postcards, letters to the editor, all of these would be very welcome. We will be planting seeds that grow in fertile ground because each of us is a farmer. Thank you.
Good morning. My name's Marie Kenyon, and I chair the Immigration Task Force for the Archdiocese of St. Louis. And I'm supposed to talk about calls to action. Well, I'm kind of embarrassed to do that with this group because obviously you are people of action. The first planning meeting that I went to, folks were like, oh, I hope we get a bus. We fill up a bus. And literally the next meeting, they were like, well, we're almost at capacity for the second bus. And the fact that you would travel, I think we were 10 hours yesterday, and speak out on behalf of people you probably will never meet, who have no personal effect with you, really tells me who you are. So I'm going to offer some suggestions instead of calls to action, because again, with this group, that's kind of embarrassing. I do want to tell you though, we spend time at the border. Most of the people, when they get out of detention, don't have the luxury of getting on Southwest Airlines and flying somewhere, so they get on Greyhound. So the trip that we did from St. Louis was 10 hours. We had snacks, we knew the language, we had food, we were with our friends, nobody was afraid, especially for the people who are getting on the bus in El Paso and San Antonio. If they're going to their families in New York, they are on that bus for 2.5 days with no money, with no language, and with the few little snacks that they give them at the shelter. So I think it really was saying something about our journey. It was kind of, in a way, you know, a chance for you to experience on a very small level what our brothers and sisters are going through. And I also want to just say thank you to the people of Lawton. I can't imagine if St. Louis, somebody said, well, there's a group coming from Lawton, Oklahoma, and they want you to pray with us. And we'd be like, oh, sure, whatever. And the fact that you all came out and that the pastor opened up his beautiful home for us. So St. Louis, I think we need to give them a round of applause. So some concrete suggestions. There will be postcards on the bus that you can fill out, and we'll mail them in for you. On the 11th of August, after the Talmud study program from 11 to 2, we're going to have a program called Lament and Learning from 2 to 4. And some of our parishioners from Our Lady of Guadalupe, some of our undocumented parishioners, are going to come down, and we're just going to have conversations with each other. I will ask, if you're interested in attending that you RSVP so we have a good idea of how many translators to have and stuff. On August 21st, again at CRC, Sarah John is going to come and train people to do accompaniment. So when people leave the detention centers, they get ankle monitors, and they have to check in with ISAP once a month. And this will be training for people to accompany those brothers and sisters to ISAP. You don't have to speak Spanish. You don't have to know anything about the system. All you need to be is a friendly face who's willing to stand with them. And I honestly can tell you, as an immigration lawyer myself, there is really an impact just by your presence. The diocese goes to the border at least once a month. We'll be sending out a list to everybody who attends here of how you can contact people. We would love to bring stuff. We're grateful to NCJW because they gave us literally 1,000 pairs of socks left over from back to school that we'll be bringing to El Paso on Monday when we go down. But there'll be opportunities every month from now until the end of the year that if you, your congregation, your neighborhood want to collect socks, underwear, shoelaces, belts, they let us know what they need every month. We'd be really grateful. finally, thank you. This is really, for those of us who are in the trenches and sometimes feel like, you know, this is so heartwarming that you're all here. So God bless you all, and thank you very much.
We will not forget standing on this ground. We will not forget the names and the stories of the people that we now hold in our hearts. We say that everyone will die once, but God forbid we should die twice, and you die twice when people forget your name. We will carry the names of these children, of these people who have given us now a charge to continue to show up, to use our bodies in whatever way we can to resist, to stop separating families, to make sure that we end this awful practice of detention camps. And we learn from people in the global south. We learn from Native Americans. We learn from people in the Middle East what it means to be a hospitable nation, to open your home to someone. And someone said to me that they met with a refugee family that had 3 oranges, and they opened them and they shared them. I mean, that's the nation that we need to become, to grow up to be. We can do this. And I look around and I see such diversity just in our buses. Oh my goodness. We represent so many people. We may be just 2 buses here, but when we go home, we are hundreds and thousands of people. And that's our work, to tell them the stories, to help them remember the names, to remember the blood in the ground that we are standing on today, and to remember another teaching. It says that, you know, it asks, what was it that parted the sea? And I can't get out of my mind the picture of the father and the baby who drowned in the river trying to come. I know that's a vision, an image that all of us are carrying now. They were 2 beautiful, beautiful people that could have been part of our nation, healing the soul of our country. And the rabbis asked, what was it that parted the sea? What parted with the sea was not Moses praying, right? It was the holy chutzpah of the people who dared to not let anybody go through alone. Another thing that's taught is what shook the knife out of Abraham's hand when he was about to sacrifice his son. Because as we stand at an army barrack and a marine barrack, and we think about all the soldiers who have died for wars, we think about what does shake the knife out of our hands so that we don't sacrifice our children to the racism. You know, we're not telling kids from Norway not to come, in the words of our president. This is racism. The same indigenous suffering that happened to my friend Sherry Echo Hawk's people and the people that died in this land. Geronimo is buried here. The same racism against indigenous people is the same racism, it didn't stop, that is against the people of the global south. It is racism. And that has to end. So what shook the knife out of Abraham's hand? To keep him from sacrificing his child? To keep us from sacrificing our children to the gods of racism and capitalism and colonialism and all those isms that are poisoning us? It was the holy chutzpah of those people who dared to cross the sea and part it together. So that's who we are. We are the people with the holy chutzpah to, I know it wasn't such a hardship, but we did get on that bus early in the morning, and we did use our bodies to come here, and we will continue to use our bodies to fight for justice. We are heartland for human justice. And this will not happen on our watch. If we have to come back to Fort Sill, I'm coming back. Reverend Jack, will you have us? All right. Yay, Reverend Jack, he's the best. So let's invite Ruth and her family to come up. They're going to close us out with a song, and then we're going to try to make our way to the, I think we're not going to be able, because of the hours of the bus, to march there, but we are going to go to Fort Sill. We're going to stand at that gate, and they're going to hear our cries. So let's close this part out with a song that everyone will know. You ready? With our arms around each other, coming as close as we can. Those who need to be in the shade, no problem, but let's sweat together. Let's sweat together. Feel the heat. Feel the heat. Remember, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
No estamos solos.
no estamos solos. No estamos solos. No estamos solos. En mi corazón. En mi corazón. Yo creo. Nosotros venceremos. Nosotros venceremos.
No tenemos miedo.
No tenemos miedo. No tenemos miedo. No tenemos miedo. Ahora
En mi corazón.
en mi corazón.
Yo creo.
Yo creo.
Nosotros venceremos.
And I forgot to do my part before and thank all the people who did logistics. Oh my God, haven't they done their very best? To Nancy, to Ellen Alper at NCJW and her whole amazing staff, Heather, to JCRC, Alyssa and Rory and everybody there, and Cheryl Edelstein, who couldn't be here because her mother-in-law, thank you, her mother-in-law died, but she is with us in spirit because, oh my God, did she help? She organized the buses and everything. It took a lot of logistics. And I don't know who bought all the snacks and the water and did everything, but I think it was Ellen, and I just want to thank them for making this possible for all of us. One more logistic.
Thanks, Susan. So, one more logistic. We would like to ask all of you to take all of your signs, and we're going to lay them out on the ground in a giant mosaic, and our photographer is going to get up on a ladder and take a picture of all of them. So if, Philip, where are you? Right there? So if you can turn around and just put them on the ground in front of the ladder so we can get a really cool picture of all of the things that you all had to say here in Oklahoma. It was very lovely.
Yeah, very gut-wrenching. Oh, this is great.
Just look in front of you and look at the story that these signs tell today. And I would only ask for those of you standing in front of Philip that you step to the side so that he can get a good shot while they're holding on to his legs. So Philip is asking everyone to come stand on this side of our little mosaic so we can all be in the pictures with our signs. So walk over towards where the podium was, please.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Is that Naomi?
Okay, we need to love each other a little bit more. So everybody scooch in closer. And feel free to sit if you're in the front row.
Let's try to knock all this out.
Well, are they even useful? I don't know.
Anything to your left I can't see, so you're
Can we get closer?
anything to your right.
Come on in here.
Okay, there's room in the middle. Scooch on in, folks.
Scooch in. We need some kneelers.
Get down on one knee. I'll get down on a knee.
You'll get on a knee?
Yeah, take the knee.
I got my hat on.
It's a good, it's a lot of people to help you.
Look forward, please.
Let's try one with a peace sign. Everyone holding up.
Woohoo!
Oh, remember that. The right-hand side has to get tighter. I can't
Right
put
hand.
me on the drum.
Oh, his right, she's our left.
Oh boy, only one peace sign. Not both ends.
Don't get inside.
Stage right.
All right, now the peace sign. Oh.
Whoops, they're blowing. All right, come on, let's do it.
Just do them anyway.
What are we doing?
The signs are blowing.
Blowing away.
Yeah, the thin ones. Ready?
Peace sign or no peace?
Peace.
Let's go.
Ready?
Ready.
Peace.
Peace.
And say love on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
You're beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
Thanks, everybody. So the buses are off to our left. We're going to break down the equipment. We will have lunches on the bus for after Fort Sill. So please grab your signs, head over to the buses. For some of you on bus 1, the lunches are sitting in your seats, so just help us out with this one.
Okay, let's pick up the instruments, and maybe we should help them with the.
Oh, that's an actual camera.
Oh yeah, I would hold these.
I was like, really? You
I'll
brought
put
it
that back up.
It's fine.
That's still running.
Anybody who needs one.
This one, yes, the little white one. It doesn't matter, but the purple one I would like.
Hey, if anyone's not doing anything and can volunteer a little hard labor, we just need some help to break down the speakers and move them over. Thanks so much.
Do we know who this belongs to? this camera.
He was taking the blocks and making his pages after that. He was correcting his friend. He you know, it's like this I mean, so we could say religious dream. But he didn't want to go work for someone because he didn't want to be pigeonholed. And so we said, his first year out, we
Whose camera is this?
I can picture her and I told
Hello?
I am. That's exciting. Well, it's good to see you.
One second, Andy. I just need to help you carry this.
They'll find it. Didn't want to leave it. I saw that it was St. Louis. It's been running the whole time?
Probably.
Then you hear me asking.
I was in the